Welcome back to the fourth episode of What If Wednesday. I hope you noticed the brand new intro made by Jay here. It was made in a single sitting. One sitting. I bet that was painful.
It was very painful.
Very painful. I watched. I don't know how to use Blender, but he does. That's the software, by the way, with which Jay makes his animations. I also hope you noticed our coffee mugs that were not made in one sitting.
Nope. Cheers, bro.
Cheers. So, let's get down to business. What if moms didn't have social media? Now that's a question. The whole mom/social media factor is something that needs to be explained.
Because why do they obsess about it? It's not that big of a deal.
Why don't you tell a story, Jay? Jay has a story to tell. We should title this Inner Golem.
Okay, so one day...
Post on Facebook.
I wasn't... No, it's already been done, too.
Yeah. Anyways, proceed.
I was not in such a good mood, and I was being all grumpy, and my mom was not helping me to feel any better about myself. So finally I just said, "Oh, you're making me release my inner golem." And of course...
And she went, oh yeah, that is gold right there. Putting that on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Bling, Cha-Cha, whatever I just said. It's going on every social media that exists.
I guess she just thought it was extra funny because we're all huge Tolkien fans, but no, it was not funny. It was embarrassing.
So, Jay has been thoroughly embarrassed by his mom. That is, I think, the best example of what moms do when they have social media.
It's a disgrace.
So now, I think, Jay, you have point 2.
Yes. Would there be anything funny left on the internet?
That is a good question, because...
It's a great source of hilarious things.
I mean, I bet, 50,000%. I was going to say 50%, but it's got to be way more than that. I know that's not how... That's jacked up.
Not how percents work.
99% of what's posted on the internet has got to be crazy moms.
And it's funny whenever it's not something about you. But when it is...
It's not funny. It's so not funny.
It's a whole nother level of...
But if you take away every post on the internet that was posted by a mom, would the internet even be cool anymore? Would it be interesting? Would anybody even use it?
I would doubt it, because even if they weren't looking for, something hilarious, most of the people that probably write informative articles, there's a lot of those are probably moms too. Take away all those posts.
Then nobody would know anything. We'd be a realm of dummies because we didn't have the internet.
School practically revolves around internet and social media, teachers texting kids.
I know mine does.
Their assignments. So maybe if their teacher was a mother, they wouldn't even get their assignments done.
Did you put crack in this? It's addictive.
You made the coffee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's crack. No. Anyways. Now that being discussed, I don't think that the internet would be very interesting at all without moms. So we can give them that.
But is it worth the sacrifice?
Is it worth the sacrifice? I'm going to have to say for now, yes. Now,
I'm afraid it is.
We have another thing. If moms didn't have social media, we would have a lot of bored moms. So what would they do in their spare time? Would a whole lot more moms do yoga?
Would they just stand around and be depressed and be horrible parents?
We're going to discuss this here, but post below what you think. This is an interesting question. What would moms do in their spare time if they didn't have social media? Tell us. I also think that they would be a lot more corny without things to post from their little sons and daughters. And it's not just their kids that they post. They post their husband. They post their friends.
They post themselves.
Kids. They post their friends. They post themselves.
Thank you, social media, I guess. Would anyone else besides mothers have social media? I mean, maybe without all their interesting posts, there would be no motivation for anybody else to post something interesting.
You have a point there, sir. I think moms are the inspiration.
Inspiration for all funny posts, tweets, videos, and...
Maybe the other ones weren't posted by moms, but they were inspired by moms. So we have a mom, my mom specifically, and we've got a few questions prepared for her. I'm going to start throwing them at you. At you. At you.
He calls me ooh sometimes, apparently.
Hey, ooh, I spilled something.
Go clean it up, ooh, and you're grounded.
You going to post that on Facebook?
Maybe.
What is your view of social media?
I think social media is fun, and it also is a nice tool professionally speaking.
Okay.
Used with caution.
So, do you post like what you have for breakfast and stuff?
No, I'm not that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Those people tend to get hidden from my feed. I just don't care, really, what other people are eating unless they're at a 5-star restaurant.
So would you say that moms usually post exactly what their kids said and not like their day by day like all the other people?
I would say some of my favorite mom posts are mom-kid conversations.
Okay.
Do you like posting
mom.
those sort of comments?
Yes, I do.
How does your child feel about that?
He limits me somewhat, which I try to respect.
Hey, she needs some limiting.
I try to keep it appropriate, and I know that you have friends that are reading it. I try to remember that. But your more brilliant statements deserve a wider audience than the people you live with.
Well, I am a genius.
Yes, as we have confirmed multiple times.
I have a song
this
about
show.
it. Maybe I'll sing it later.
What are your guidelines for posting?
Personally or professionally?
Personally.
Let's start with personal.
Personally, I, for the most part, feel like you shouldn't post things about other people without their permission, which is
Okay.
kind of tragic when it comes to my child, but I
Intended.
still have respect for him. And my husband has a rule that we can't post anything that allows other people to know when we are and aren't home so that you don't pose a security risk.
Okay.
Nothing that has anything to do with legal issues. Try to keep it positive. I try to act like an adult and not, initiate conflict on Facebook.
Do you like to
Oh my gosh, I hate your guts.
over comment on fouls that may have not been called on a recent Super Bowl?
No, I refrained from that. I felt like that was very thoroughly covered by other people. However, I had a great time posting about the commercials.
I hear they were hilarious. I'm not a football person, so I don't watch them. But
Yeah. Well, okay, so we've got how you feel about social media, how you look at it. How often do you post? Like, how often do you update your status and stuff?
I can tend to be pretty random because if I'm super busy and distracted, Facebook is just, personally speaking, just for entertainment, and it can easily get ignored for a while. And I would say just inspiration really defines when I post. So I guess first would be when I have time, and B, when I feel like I have something interesting to say. So
Okay.
maybe 3 to 4 times a week, although there'll be weeks that I post nothing, and then there'll be weeks where I might even post like twice a day.
so
Okay.
you're not like the person that's posting all the time and way over hashtagging everything. And
No, most of my posts don't even include a hashtag. Some do, but I try not to be the hashtag queen.
Okay, well, I think that about sums this interview up. Thank you, Mom.